Hey, welcome to another episode of the Rob Report. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown. Before we get into this segment, by the end of this video, I want you to do a few things for me. First of all, if you like the video, hit the like button. Please do. If you don't like it, hit unlike. It's okay. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Sometimes, as Jimmy Dole would say, you find yourself unsubscribed and you need to make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell right next to it so you can be notified when a new video is being dropped. Whoop, there it is. And more importantly, the super chat will be on for this segment. So if you want to donate toward the efforts of Bob TV, that's freely up to you. I do have a job, but any amount will help toward the growth of this channel. And more important, let us help you help us by introducing you to a program. There's a link down below that says Equal Justice for All. You're going to click that video link and there's some educational tutorial about a phenomenal program in America that is really making equal justice a reality for every citizen. So this program is phenomenal. The proceeds from you participating in the program will go back, 10% will go back into the Bob TV YouTube channel. So anyway, my name is Robert Brown with the Rob Report. Let's get into it. Well, it is official. Donald Trump has been impeached. Now we knew this was going to happen, right? The Democratic Party just can't face the fact that they're horrible at campaigning. They're horrible at reaching the masses. They really think they're that good. They really think they are the shiznicks. They're the most pathetic party in out right now. I mean, the Republicans are pathetic. Don't get me wrong. They're pathetic. But there's only one party more pathetic than the Republican Party. That's the Democratic Party. Why? Because during the 2016 election, they claim everything is going to be fair and up on the up and up. David Wasserman's show said, "Oh no, we're playing fair." And the whole time they were robbing, scheming, conniving, and colluding to interfere in the elections of the United States. It wasn't Russia. It wasn't Ukraine. Yet, they claimed a hacker from Russia. Never really showed any evidence. Again, he say, she say, and we got people, even people that watch this right now, sit there and believe that mess without any evidence. All they got is intelligence source says this, and they don't have the intelligence sources. And if they do have intelligence sources to show up on the news media, they never bring the evidence. Well, 13 people got convicted. 13 Russians got convicted. 13 Russians got convicted. Were they charged or were they convicted? No, they were charged. And let's say they were convicted. How come we haven't seen these people? How come they're not in jail? How come they wasn't paraded? Simple fact is because they say it and expect you to believe it. Yet if you don't believe it, they call you a conspiracy theorist. No, I just don't trust you. You're the theorist. It's up to you to prove it to me as a fact. Not he say, she say, but a fact. Well, the cat was out of the bag. Julian Assange, free Julian Assange. He should be free. He is a whistleblower, a greater whistleblower than the one you're trying to protect right now from Trump, the one you claimed. See, this is what I'm saying. Julian Assange in WikiLeaks is a proud, upfront source of leaking out information. They expose the world to what government, companies, and all that do to people in general. He's up front, but yet they claim that a leaker leaked that Trump was trying to collude and get dirt on Joe Biden. I'm going to try my best to go through this. So in 2016, the truth came out. They could not dispute the fact. They are more important on who leaked the truth, who told on us, who exposed us for the crooks that we are versus the fact that you're crooks and you've been exposed? Where are the criminal charges for that? For all these crooks who colluded and schemed to thwart the primaries in the Democratic Party in 2016? Why is Debbie Schultz not being taken off her job? Well, she was taken from DNC chair. Well, why she ain't sitting at home fishing in the lake in Florida? How come Hillary Clinton is on Howard Stern and she claimed that you're a misogynist, you're sexist, and she go on the most misogynist, sexist show in history? How come she get to write books, lying over and over and over again, just trying to books of denial to say to herself that I'm so good it had to be somebody else? No, you messed up your own campaign because you suck. And your party suck. You're going to railroad the Bernie Sanders campaign from winning. You had AP on your side. You had all the media on your side. You had the superdelegates all on your side. Yet that man still almost beat you. Almost got the same amount of states that you got. And you took his delegates. When I say took it, your delegates would not do the will of the people and go with the winner of the state. They went with you anyway. You telling me that's not rigging an election? Give me a moment. I'll switch out this battery. Come on, man. They did all this for the simple fact, I personally believe, we gotta take care of our friend. We gotta prove to our friend Hillary Clinton that we're gonna get him. From day one, the cat was out of the bag. Now I'm gonna show you something that's so important. Because Trump defeated Hillary Clinton in a humiliating fashion, you can't use the term that I had 3 more million people. Yeah, all of them in one freaking state, New York City, 2 states, New York City and California. The rest of the country was not on your side. It was 50-50 toss-up, but Donald Trump knew how to win the different areas where you're supposed to win. You did not want to do that. You wanted everybody to go out there and fight your battles. You didn't want to connect with the people in the Midwest. You didn't even want to connect with us, black people. You sent Obama and Michelle to do that. You went every now and then. Never offered us anything. Yeah, you figured just because Bill Clinton is your husband, we are going to support you. Now, mind you, most of my people did support her, because she's a Clinton and she worked with Obama. They don't never check the record, never checked her horrible policy as Secretary of State, never checked her horrible policy as Senator Westchester County for the state of New York. Never really checked that. Never checked her cheerleading the crime bill. She was the P.T. Barnum Belly. She was the DJ trying to play the latest hits to get y'all to buy it. She was the chief promoter of the crime bill. Not Joe Biden, not Bill Clinton. She was the mediator, that go-between between Joe Biden, Bill Clinton, and the public. The chief provocateur. So don't give me this mess where she ain't got nothing to do with that. Yes, she did. She even called black people super presidents. But let me get back to her. She failed this campaign miserably. And she's in denial. And she has gone off the hinges. You talking about Trump going off the hinges? No, Hillary Clinton is going off the hinges. Writing books, what happened? Writing books on how they thwarted the election. Going around telling other countries you need to watch how they do things. No, you cheated in your election. You cheated a man that had the ability to get Republicans and independents and Democrats on the side, a man who won almost half the states, the one man who had half the Democratic Party. You cheated him. But you expect the Republicans that was willing to vote for him and the independents who make up majority of America was going to all of a sudden rally around you because Bernie went out and did all these meetings for you, sitting with that line saying he ain't doing enough and he hurt me, he should have dropped out early. This is a race. You don't drop out unless you feel you need to drop out. If you got some power, you can make some concessions, you go for it. That's what this is all about. The problem is Hillary Clinton was a weak politician who think things should be handed to her, and she don't know how the game is really supposed to be played. And Bernie Sanders played his card because he knew that in order for you to win, he would have to throw his support to you, hoping that most of his supporters will vote for you. Matter of fact, most of his supporters supported you, Hillary Clinton, more than your supporters supported Barack Obama. Puma. Party unity, I'm not for party unity because I don't look at parties. I think parties should never exist. I look at individuals. So in my mind sight, there's no such thing as parties, just people who go vote for individuals. Now the individuals may be in a party, but anyway, let's keep going. So you lost miserably. You were embarrassed. You look like a fool. And you still can't believe this happened to you. What happened? So what has to happen now is your little friends in the Democratic Party, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, and the rest of the Dem leadership, we're going to get them. Because Hillary Clinton's supposed to have been our girl. She should have been our president, but he stole it. No, he ain't stole it. You stole it. You assume that all these people are going to support you over Trump. You assume that even though Bernie went out there and campaigned, 23 states or something like that, I heard about 30-something times for you, that all his supporters just going to listen to him and go to you. Nah, not after you done robbed him. And most of his supporters are not Democrats. And then he goes right along with it, which is don't make it any better. With his Joe Biden, my friend. Nancy Pelosi, my friend. Hillary Clinton's my friend. Bro, you got to stop doing that yet. So here we are. The whole point from the day he got in office, same thing with the Republicans and Obama, but they didn't go to this aggressive measure. We got to get this guy out of office. He's not a politician. He's a businessman, came out of nowhere, defeated the Republicans. Shame on him. This guy, this misogynist, this foul-mouthed, this rapist, this prostitute, how many wives he had, his wife he have right now, he used to be a pinup model in nasty books and stuff like that. What that got to do with anything? What it got to do with anything? All I care about is what he's going to do as president. And I gave him a shot and he failed miserably. So from the beginning, they lost the House, they lost the Senate, they lost the presidency. Total power was taken away from them. And what happened was Donald Trump began to push his agenda. Neither one of those agendas were illegal. All they can talk about is Putin is making him do all this stuff. Get out of here with that bull crap. He began to push his policies. They sucked, but he pushed it. The immigration policy, tax for the wealthy, the trickle-down effect and all that. And they know they loved it because it helped them make more money. So the whole goal was we got to find some way to get rid of this man. And we're going to use the Russians and hoping that the Republicans will side with us. Hoping we can get a bipartisan effort in this. And here he is. Every time y'all try to go after this guy on this witch hunt, that's what it literally is. You're going on a witch hunt from this guy instead of letting him do what he said he's going to do. And then you beat him in the ballot box because the policies are horrible. and you can use that to win in the battle at the ballot box. You just want to go on anything we can get. The whole point was we got to remove Trump. He'll never make it 4 years, just like Mitch McConnell said Obama will only serve one term. You think Trump will only serve one term, but we're going to get into that. So the whole point that now what we got to do is we got to do something to win the House, and we need to get control of the House and Senate, because when we get control of the House and Senate, we can just come up with anything. It don't have to be a crime. It should be a crime that you impeach a president on. Like Bill Clinton, he literally committed a crime. He lied under oath. That is a criminal offense. You do that in a regular court, you're going to jail for at least 1 year. That is a crime. But in this case, there is no crime. You just need to get the majority in the House. You figure if we can get now we got the majority in the House, the first thing, as one of the Justice Democrats say, is we got to impeach the MF. Now, understanding the sensitivity of the impeachment process, and that if you screw that up, any presidential candidate and any president going forward can be impeached on some of the dumbest, stupid stuff, wasting time, energy, media, money at the expense of serving the American people. Now here we are. Can't win the Senate. Matter of fact, they picked up seats in the Senate. You barely won. If it wasn't for progressives, you barely won the House. So you figure, okay, we'll just try to get you on, we'll try to get Trump on, we'll try to impeach him in the House and hope to God that we can push or pressure the Republicans to side with us. How are you going to expect the Republicans to side with you when you're doing everything that's not by the book to impeach this guy? Do you remember during the Clinton impeachment scandal? Fat bastard himself took off his Scottish uniform and he said this. But here's this big fat, I'm sorry, Lord. I don't need to be body shaming people. But don't he look like fat bastard, man? All he needs is a side piece. Get in my belly. Look like he about to eat that microphone, man. Now listen to what Gerald Nadler said. You got to understand he's from New York. And New Yorkers are doing whatever they can to really crush Trump, another New Yorker. Thought New Yorkers look out for each other. But listen what he's saying. It is so powerful. Let's listen to this.
Because he knew quite properly that an impeachment of a president is an undoing of a national election.
The impeachment of the president is the undoing of a national election. This is what Jerry Nadler said after he ate about 16 donuts from Krispy Kreme. All right, I'm not shaming because I like Krispy Kreme donuts myself. He said impeachment is the undoing of an election. So what's the difference now? Jared Nadler. Let's keep going.
And one of the reasons we all feel so angry about what they are doing is that they are ripping from us, they are ripping asunder our votes.
So you don't expect Republicans to be angry? You don't expect independents who supported Trump to be angry? You don't expect his base to be angry? Now you got some unhinged, crazy people in that base. Some say, I'm going to take up my gun, man. Y'all not going to get rid of Donald Trump. So some of them saying some serious threats. Now, I wouldn't have never went that far for Obama or any other president. I'm not threatening nobody over a president who don't know me, especially when he ain't did nothing for me. I wouldn't put myself on the line for Obama. I wouldn't put myself on the line if it was Malcolm X, because you got to do something for me. You know, it's the law of connection. Touch a heart before you ask for a hand. You got to do something for me to put myself on the line. There's a lot of Trump supporters talking about what they're going to do for him, and he did nothing for them. But here's Jerry Nadler crying about what impeachment does. This was during Bill Clinton's time. He was a Judiciary Committee member. And this is what he said.
Ripping from us, they are ripping asunder our votes. They are telling us that our votes don't count.
They're ripping us of our vote. They're telling us our vote don't count. So you don't think you're doing the same thing to Republicans and to Trump supporters? Now you got to understand, the Democrats cannot win jack in the Rust Belt. And ain't no way, not even Joe Biden will win the Rust Belt. The only person who have the guts and the gall to probably win the Rust Belt is Bernie Sanders. Nobody else is going to win in Trump country. Nobody. And even though the black vote is very supreme, it does not affect Trump country. Because the numbers of blacks versus white in a lot of areas is a vast difference. So why are you doing this process? Because all you're doing is you're going to egg on the Trump base and they're going to be re-energized like I don't know what. The key to winning this election is who can get out to the polls in huge numbers. And what you did was you just pissed on Trump voters and they're going to get out there big time. Are you going to find them? Let me leave that alone for at the end. Well, let's go, Jared Nadler.
And that the election must be set aside.
They are driven by hatred.
Now here's Maxine Waters. Not as wrinkled as she is now. You know, we all get old. She's saying the Republican, this is an anti-impeachment rally. We had an impeachment rally yesterday. Back then, the Democrats, a lot of blacks, you see two blacks right there, Jesse Jackson and Maxine Waters, Mad Max. Rainbow and Push Coalition had this anti-impeachment rally. Yesterday, these same people supported an impeachment rally in New York. I was there. I wasn't there in solidarity. I was out there saying, y'all look like doggone fools. Because what you're doing is neglecting people's votes. Beat them at the polls. We only got 10 months left. But you can't wait. It's going to take longer to take this thing through the Senate than the 10 months. Republicans are not supporting this. All you did was reinvigorate them. But let's see what Maxine Waters has to say.
They hate Bill and Hillary Clinton so much they will stop at nothing.
And you hate Donald Trump so much that you won't stop at nothing. You won't even call his name. You won't even call him Donald Trump. You call him 45. You hate Trump because Trump beat your girl. Somebody that probably would have put you in their cabinet. Somebody who probably would have made you their VP. And look at this lady over here, just a smiling. She right. This is why I don't support either side. Because all there's a bunch of kids getting upset because they didn't get their freaking way, and they're going to do whatever they can to get their way. Connive, scheme, lie, whatever. Well, let's keep going.
To bring him down. Oh, but they got another thought coming. They thought that Bill Clinton was just going to fold up his tent and go home. Oh, but Hillary said, oh no.
See? Same thing with you guys. You just think Donald Trump is going to fold up his tent and go home. You got one of the most stubborn sons of guns ever. Cocky, arrogant. You just ain't going to do that to this guy. Yeah, I mean, you have to drag him out of there. Trump ain't leaving. And even if the Senate did support what you, went along with you probably did some kind of whipping, some kind of political pressure on them. You had a majority whip, go up and try to whip the majority or whatever. Even if he did, Trump would still claim that he would file for some kind of charges that you guys are doing something unconstitutional. And in a sense, he's right. Because what's going on is unconstitutional because you really haven't proven your case for impeachment. He say, she say is not enough. You don't have an audio recording of him holding back funds from Ukraine in order to get a favor done. Trump gave the man the money. According to what I read in the transcripts, he didn't say he was going to hold the money back until you get the favor done. He sent him the money. But he said, look, I need y'all look into something because they saying I was involved in some crookedness here in Ukraine in your area. And they say there's a server. Well, I need you guys, if you can, do me a favor. What's wrong with that man? What's wrong saying, hey, do me a favor? Is that a crime to ask another country to check into something that was going on in their country concerning politicians, or whether it's a politician or a janitor, somebody, American citizen, did some crooked stuff in Ukraine? What's wrong with the president or the FBI or the Department of Justice investigating that? See, the thing is, the problem is it happened to be one of your own, Joe Biden. And Joe Biden is braggingly saying that, look, I withheld the money. I said, you ain't getting the money until this dude fired. But you're going to go out to Trump and you have nothing on record, no video saying he did it, nothing saying that I'm going to hold this money until you do me a favor. All he did was want to check to see if it was true. What is wrong with that? What is illegal about that? But it's a political point. That ain't got nothing to do with anything. You want to use that as a way to, it's back to this, get Trump by any means necessary out of office. You're no different from Mitch McConnell and the Republican who said we're going to do whatever we can to make sure Obama is a one-term president. You're no different. You are no freaking different, a bunch of hacks. You're no different from the Republicans, Democrat. You're no different from the Republicans, Maxine Waters. You're just as much as a rot as Mitch McConnell. You just as much as a rot. Then she's going to mention Hillary Clinton. You see how she smiled. See this whole thing about let's get Trump back for beating our girl. This is what this whole impeachment is about. Getting Trump back for beating our girl. Look at her. Oh, no. And who the hell is Hillary? How come she got power for you guys to back her up? She's a woman just like anybody else. She's a human being. But you guys are such a lawyer hack. You realize Hillary Clinton at the time and the Clintons at that time was the way black people got a chance to earn their money. They know they would not, the DNC would not support, today the DNC don't give a crap about any black person running for office. Ask Ayanna Pressley. Ayanna Pressley didn't get her funding. What's the name in Georgia? I don't think the Democrats back her, Stacey Abrams. I mean, a lot of the minorities came to our revolution and all that to try to fight in the when it came to primarying Democrats. Look at her kissing in the behind of the Clintons, because that's how she made her money for re-election. Now, this is back in the 90s. Let me tell you what Hillary said. See, this whole thing was to love these old establishments, kiss behind Democrats, especially black Democrats, especially in the black caucus, lips stuck up to the behind of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. By the way, what happened to Ron Brown? Anyway, that's another story. And they just glowed.
You go out there and do the people's business. She said, Bill, I don't care what they say. You go out there, the polls show everywhere. The people like the work that that you're doing.
Okay, so let's look at this. Republicans, Trump supporters, are saying, go out there and do what you're doing. Because we love you, man. And I guarantee you this mess is going to cause Trump poll numbers to go up. Once you take him through the ringer and continue to make him look like the victim, even though I believe he's a victimizer, but he's doing it barely by the books. Barely by the books. Some areas he is not doing by the books. He done broken the laws, but you guys choose not to go that direction. You're going to come up with this phony, we found some weed in your car. We smell some weed. You know the old dirty cop stuff. You're doing dirty cop stuff. Either you're too lazy to get the real evidence on this guy, and you already got tips on how to get the evidence, how to really railroad this guy and put him in jail for a long time. No, you're going to take the easy route to try to get this guy in jail. Well, I just throw a bag of weed in the back seat while I'm searching this car because he gave up his rights he consent to a search. He consented. Bill Clinton consented to go through the process. He consented to go through to be interrogated. He consented to do a deposition, and he lied on that deposition. He also lied, Monica Lewinsky, in their position, but and look where we at. So you think that Trump ain't gonna quit? You think he's gonna not go out there and do the bidding of his people? You think the Republicans consider what Bill Clinton was doing the bidding of the Republicans? Let me keep going.
You go on out there and do the people's work, and I'll take care of you later.
Here's Hillary Clinton. Look, they love her. They love her. All this stuff is just, they did our girl wrong, and we gonna get you. They killed her career as a politician, and we gonna get you. It's no different from the old gang movies back in the 90s, Boys in the Hood and stuff like that. You killed our boy, we coming to get you. Everybody hopping in the car with their guns. We coming to get you. We coming to get you.
Oh, but Bill Clinton.
Thank you. Today, the Republican majority is not judging the president with fairness.
Now here's Nancy Pelosi. These are the same people that was involved with impeachment back then that's involved with impeachment right now.
But impeaching him with a vengeance. In the investigation of the president,
Now, let me go back now. She said that they're trying to impeach Bill Clinton with a vengeance. Well, we know they were already trying to get dirt on Bill Clinton. I mean, I didn't agree with that. I mean, I'm like, leave the guy alone, let him do his job. If you can get some real dirt, get some real dirt on him. Don't let this Monica Lewinsky, him, getting broke off by her in the Oval Office. I mean, that is not a crime. Just like Donald Trump saying, look, I need y'all to do me a favor. I mean, if you can, if there's a server there, let me know about it. Hit a brother up. I want to know what's on that server because they claiming that I rigged this election. I know I didn't, but I need that server to continue to stamp in their mind that I didn't. I'm not trying to prove nothing to them numbnuts on Capitol Hill. I need to continue to put this in front of the public and shame them. James Comey already been ratted out for his crooked behind. The PP dossier and all that stuff, the Pfizer warrant, all that Carter Page, all that stuff that the Democrats were talking about was a total bogus lie. Put it from the crack of their behind. Now here he is. We got Donald Trump, same thing with Bill Clinton. What he did was not wrong. May have been wrong morally. May did his wife wrong. Monica Lewinsky did him right. But dog, man, you had to use the cigar though. You had to use the cigar Trump. You had to use the cigar Clinton. And you got to understand, despite whatever they tell you, Clinton and Trump is, even if they got rid of impeached Trump, That's going to bring their relationship even closer. You know how they got the President's Club? They're going to have the Impeach President Club pretty soon. They're going to be the two founding members. They probably write a book together. They probably go on tour together. They'd be back to their old friendship if they got them at office. Here's Nancy Pelosi. What Bill Clinton did was not a crime. Getting a blowjob is not a crime. Oral sex is not a crime. If it was, most of y'all guys out there right now will be looking to go to jail right now. It's not a crime. But lying while you're under oath is a crime. They got him. So they move forward in impeachment. She can't say nothing about it because it is a literal crime. But where is the crime on Donald Trump that you're trying to impeach him on? Now, I know where you can get a charge him on because he have committed crimes, but you're not bringing up these charges. All you got is some freaking obstruction of justice and come up with some bogus evidence that he obstructed justice. Anyway, let me keep going. I'm sorry. I got a lot of videos, man. It's going to be long.
Fundamental principles which Americans hold dear, privacy, fairness, checks and balances, have been seriously violated. And why? Because we are here today because the Republicans in the House are paralyzed with hatred of President Clinton.
You hear that? The Republicans in the House is paralyzed with hatred. So what's the difference between 2019? The Democrats in the House is paralyzed with hatred. God, wish Nancy Pelosi can go back and hear herself back in the late 90s. Because you are the very person that you're talking about in this video, Nancy Pelosi. That's why the reporter asked you, do you hate the president? And you could not really answer that question truthfully, saying, I don't hate anybody. You lying. You lying. Hating people is so easy, and it's going to take really the power of God and to not hate somebody, to love those who hate you. That is not easy. That's a skilled discipline that you got to really work on. You know you hate Trump. You know you do. Why? Because he beat your girl. And now she running around looking like a lunatic, talking about, Bernie Sanders, he hurt me real bad, and Trump didn't know he won. He was surprised.
And until the Republicans free themselves of this hatred, our country will suffer. I rise to oppose these unfair motions which call for the removal of the President of the United States from office, and in doing so wish to point out some differences between the investigation of the President and the investigation of Newt Gingrich. The first principle in our investigation of Newt Gingrich was that at the moment we found exculpatory information, it would be reported immediately to the accused and be made public. The independent counsel knew that the president was exonerated when Travelgate, Whitewater, and Filegate, and he held that information until the hearing, indeed until after the election.
Now she's talking about the information that Newt Gingrich had on all the Clinton scandals. Boy, there were many. Travelgate, Whitewater, you name it. There was many.
This was not fair. Indeed, it is the responsibility of any prosecutor to immediately release information that is exculpatory.
That sounds just like the Republicans now who said the same thing about the Democrats and their information about the PP dossier, about this Ukraine gate or whatever, not giving out the full information, not even allowing Republican witnesses to come in. Adam Schiff just want to control everything. That guy's crazy too.
This is their president we are talking.
Now here's Joe Biden. The man, as vice president, told the Ukrainian government that there's a prosecutor that we expect is not on the up and up. In other words, he ain't one of our boys. He's not playing ball. We need him fired. If he ain't fired by a certain time today before I leave, you ain't getting the money. I showed you the video. Go back and watch it. He said if he's not fired, you ain't getting the money. In other words, You fire this guy, we're going to give you the money. If you don't fire this guy, we're not going to give you the money. Man, if that ain't a quid quo pro, then who's the pro quitting and the quo? What is? And you're going to get upset because Trump, who happens to be the leader of the United States, who wants to get down to the bottom of what was so-called Ukraine Gate and the PP dossier, all that stuff they claim originated in Ukraine. And then he find out about that videotape where Joe Biden, as vice president, decided not to give Ukraine money and fired one of the Ukrainian prosecutors, all because that prosecutor was looking into the company that his son worked for. Come on, guys. Come on now. Come on. Come on. What do you expect from this? He can't investigate whether a political leader used his political power to control to manipulate or to blackmail a government into doing something for him. But no, you guys, you numbnuts, oh, he's going after Joe Biden now, another one of our beloved political leaders. FBI, Department of Justice, CIA or whatever should be looking into anybody who does corrupt practices as political leaders. If you literally blackmail or help funding from a government that's supposed to go to that government, all because you want them to do something for you, that is a quid pro quo. But yeah, you read a document that never mentioned, look, if you don't do me a favor, I'm not sending you money. It never said that. It never said that. But millions of people sit here and listen to the news instead of investigating themselves, and they sit there and believe that all because they hate Trump and they want Trump out of office. And I get it, but you got to do it legally. You got to do it logically, and you got to do it by the Constitution. If you do it any kind of way outside of that, then you're walking in anarchy. Number one, you're walking in potential fascism. And that's, you don't supposed to do that. And right now, the Democratic Party is walking in straight up fascism against a fascist president. Don't get me wrong. Trump got fascist tendencies, but nowhere compared to what the Democrats are doing right now. And we got Joe Biden, who is really the reason for this particular charge, speaking on this subject. Yet, he committed a crime and he gets to run for president. I'm tired of these political leaders thinking they can just do whatever they want and run for president. And then y'all guys say, oh, I'm voting for any Democratic, any blue will do, even if they committed corruption, even if they committed crime, any blue will do. Well, I'd rather have this person who committed a crime than Trump who committed a crime. How about saying I won't neither one of them? Screw them both. You'll be a doggone fool to support that person. You'll be a doggone fool to lend your vote to a person that's corrupt. And you wonder why our government stay corrupt, because you keep putting these corrupt fools in office. I ain't putting them in office.
The President of the United States does not serve at the pleasure of the legislature, does not serve at the pleasure of Joe Biden, does not serve at the pleasure of Henry Hyde, does not serve at the pleasure of the Congress.
I want you guys to hear that. And same goes today. The president don't serve at the pleasure of the Democratic Party. He don't supposed to be kissing up to the Democratic Party. He don't supposed to be kissing up to the Republican Party. His number one duty is the service of the people. But y'all won't even let no president serve the people because y'all got this foolishness going on right now. How do you think these political leaders who's supposed to be out there campaigning, talking about what they're going to do for the American public, or at least listening to the American public and saying, this is what I'll do for you. If this is your need, I'm going to advocate for it. How do you expect them to go out and hear from the community and go back and advocate for the community when their butt is stuck up in an impeachment trial? Now, don't get it twisted. Trump has been impeached in the House, but removal is far, far down the road, and I doubt if it ever happened, and Trump can still run in 2020. How many times you going to impeach the guy? Impeachment don't mean you're done. And getting Mike Pence is worse, because that dude can get stuff done. Trump don't know, he don't know what he's doing. Mike Pence does. And here we got old racist Trump. Joe Biden is a Trump person in the closet. Him and Trump think alike. Both white supremacists. Both don't apologize. Both don't care nothing about communities of colors, especially black people. I got to say that because I get people over here talking about, why you always talk about community of color? Bro, listen here. My show ain't a strictly one-sided show. I care about my black people and I care about their issues, and I make them first priority. But I care about the world. I'm a humanist. I'm a human being first. I don't pee and doo-doo no different from somebody that's Hispanic or somebody that's white. So there's going to be a lot of time when I talk about white people, a lot of time I'm going to talk about black people. My show isn't we only going to talk black here show. Now, I will talk black, and some of my topics will be all black topics. But I'm talking about a world issue right here, because it wasn't just blacks that's trying to impeach Trump. And this whole process ain't doing nothing for black people. Black people, you think impeaching Trump is going to better you. Whether you impeach Trump or not, replace him with Mike Pence, or put somebody in office like Joe Biden himself, how do you figure you're going to be bettered? What have any of these numbnuts done for you lately? Now, I know some of you got it good. Got a house, 3 cars. You single. Living life like it's golden. But the people around you are not. And the market can drop. You can lose your job. And then you can end up losing your home and your 3 cars. Then where you going to be? Let me keep going. I'm almost done.
As a prime minister does in a parliamentary system. He is elected directly by the people of the United States of America. And the election of a president is the only nationwide vote the American people will ever cast. And that's a big deal. The American people don't think that they have made a mistake by electing Bill Clinton.
So why do you figure the American people didn't make a mistake by electing Bill Clinton? But the American people didn't elect Donald Trump? You're going to blame it on Russia? How do you know Russia didn't elect Bill Clinton? You got to think about these things. Fact of the matter is, the American people did elect Donald Trump. I don't like it. I didn't want neither one of these people to become president. No, I did not vote them. I don't vote for evil. I don't vote for corruption, and I'm not going to be I don't fall for that old school Jedi mind trick forcing you to vote for the lesser 2 evils. Who told you have to do that? You can not vote for neither one. Whoever you vote for, whatever they do while in office, you're responsible for it because you put them in office. And I'm going to continue to tell people that I don't slut vote. You got to earn my vote. We got to come to an agreement. You got to come to the table. What you going to do for me? Because you want my vote. What you going to bring to the table? We got to have a covenant. I'm just not going to give it up. You're going to earn this vote. That's what a girl told me. Negro, you ain't just, you smooth and everything, but I'm not giving it up. I know, man, we used to kiss, and as soon as I got ready to, my hands start wandering, she'll bite my freaking lips. I keep telling you, we're not doing that. I'm like, come on, girl, why are you playing around? And that's how I am about my vote now. I learned a logical lesson on that. Man, I was feeling this girl too. I thought she was just messing with me, man. She'll let me get a little bit, get me all hot and bothered, and all of a sudden she pulled back on me. Didn't I tell you stop? I'm like, come on, girl. I said stop. And guess what? I continue to be persistent, and she won't even pick up my phone. So I am about these politicians. They're persistent. I don't even pick up the phone. We need money. You got DNC calling people, Tom Perez's voice on there, and the first person they talk about is Trump. Life is more than Trump. People in Flint, Michigan still ain't got water in a whole bunch of areas around here. My black brothers and sisters still getting shot by the cops for some of the dumbest reasons. Rights being violated left and right. Wealth gap is still continuing to increase. Blacks are not able to get the business loans. They don't get the support like Koreans and everybody else that come into this country. And you want me to worry about Trump? These policies been in place to hurt my community way before Trump got in. This is a systematic. These are seeds that have been planted a long time ago that's harvesting now toward my people. And yet my people are clowning themselves around this mess, this impeachment mess, and getting Trump out of office as if Trump is the reason why you in the situation that you in right now, or me that I'm in right now. Nope. He ain't helping, but he's not the reason either. You keep going.
And we in Congress had better be very careful before we upset their decision, and make darn sure that we are able to convince them, if we decide to upset their decision, that our decision to impeach him was based upon principle and not politics.
You hear that? So here we got Jim Crow Joe, Crime Bill Joe, Racist Joe. They say pedo Joe, saying we better make doggone sure that we're not impeding on the people's rights. That is strong. The people elected Trump. I don't know why, but they did. Even if they elected Hillary Clinton, I still be like, I don't know why, but they did. I chose Jill Stein. This year, nobody's getting my vote. Nobody is advocating for my people, and until I see that, forget my vote. I don't care how much I like you. I don't see you advocating for my people strongly in the face of my people. You're not getting my vote. Now, Tulsi Gabbard took some time off. She's not even going to the debate. She spent a lot of time in South Carolina. She's really, I guess, trying to meet with my people. I need to see some videos of that. I want to see this stuff. I want to see politicians go into not just the churches, but go into the streets, go into the community centers, go into the boys club, go to the beauty salons. Talk to my brothers and sisters. Go to the club if you have to. Go wherever we are and sit and talk and get to know us and find out our needs and advocate for it. That's all I'm asking you to do. And in the middle of those needs, Joy Reid, there's no tangible, no vote for black people. Black people want something for their vote. Back on this impeachment thing. Here you just saw it. The Democratic Party standing up strong in defense of Bill Clinton. Sure enough, they've been trying to get something on Bill Clinton ever since he got in office, 8 years. Same thing with Trump. They're trying to get something on Trump. They didn't want to wait 8 years. They're trying to get it by the end of the 4th year. They're trying to do exactly what Mitch McConnell said. We want to make this person a one-term president. So since they got the House, the first order in the House was impeach Trump. But you're not going to get the Senate to impeach Trump. You're not going to shame them. You're not going to make them look bad. You might have to do something dirty. You might have to go straight up, House of Cards and do something dirty to whip up the votes. Because if you ain't doing that, you ain't whipping up no votes against Trump in the Senate. There's going to be a trial, and I really believe in the trial, he's going to be vindicated just like he was vindicated in Russiagate. And the person who should be looking like a victimizer has been made the victim again. And that's going to bring a lot of sympathy to his base. And his base, which consists of independents and Republicans and libertarians, is going to come out there in huge number. And if you ain't got somebody who can influence independents and Republicans, not just Democrats, guess what? You ain't winning the Senate. You're going to lose the House. You definitely ain't going to win the Senate. And you can lose the White House. Again, they're going to have the majority. And guess who will be standing up front smiling, ready to reap havoc on Democrats? That guy right there. Trump is stubborn. He is not going nowhere. You're not going to remove him out of office. He is not going to resign. You just embolden that guy. The brother just went from one of his prep rallies and stirred up his base. And guess what? During this whole impeachment process, he ain't even got to show up for court unless you summons him to show up for court. Asking him to come. Look, let me tell you something. You asking me to come defend myself? I ain't coming. Because in America, I'm innocent until I'm proven guilty. You asking me to come so you can try to trick me into lying and get me out like Bill Clinton? Nah, that ain't happening. Talk to my lawyers. But you're going to say he's obstructing justice because he's not cooperating with the way you want him to cooperate. Here's the bottom line. The man is impeached. But like Bill Clinton, he's going to stay in office. See, Bill Clinton stayed in office. If he could run another term, he would, but Bill Clinton already exhausted his 8 years. Trump is on his 4th year in office. I'm telling you, mark my words, look at me, Rob Brown, Bobby Brown, Bob TV said this. What's going to happen is this is going to go through. He's going to be vindicated in this. His popularity is going to go up. Why? How is popularity going to go up? Democrats never going to like Trump because it's not about Democrats. You realize independence is the biggest base around? And we can have all the blacks, all my people hating Trump. There's more in the United States than just my people. Independent base is huge. And a lot of them is going to him. A lot of Obama voters went to him. You think you're going to get them to come back to you guys doing something stupid like this? This reminds the independent who voted for Obama twice that went with Trump. This reminds them of 2016. This is emboldening them to continue to support Trump. This is not going to get them to move over. In saying that, your chances of losing the House has just elevated with this impeachment. And when we lose the House and we don't win the Senate, we're back at square one. Because Trump ain't dropping out of office. And like I said, if you don't have a populist that has populist policies that people love of all colors, if you don't have that, if you don't have somebody that can reach out to Democrats, reach out to Republicans, and more importantly, knows how to get the independents, if you don't have somebody that can get new voters registered, if you don't have somebody that knows how to hit the ground running, got money, and got people on the ground that's going to go out there and advocate for the needs of the American people, And I say, if you don't have somebody to advocate the needs of my people, you ain't winning the presidency. And guess what? We're going to be back at 2016 all over again with Trump as president and the Republicans controlling the House and Senate, and his popularity is going up. He's going to do better than what Bill Clinton did after his impeachment. Now, I'm not caping for Trump. This is just one video I'm going to go by today. I got more videos. I'm not ever caping for Trump. I didn't vote the guy. I know about Trump ever since here in New York. Everybody know he's a crook and a gangster. He got ties to mobs. Everybody know that. But him having ties to the mob don't prove that he did something illegal. You know how many drug dealers I knew when I was coming up? You know how many drug dealers I used to go to club with? I wasn't selling drugs at the time. Knowing somebody that commit crime is not the same as somebody actually committing crime. Had somebody come on C-SPAN talking about, a lot of people that know Trump went to jail. That's because they committed a crime. But that don't mean he committed a crime. Now, don't get me wrong. He's committed crimes. Somebody done tipped you off about the crime that he's committed. There's plenty of evidence to prove the case. But instead of you working hard to prove that, you want to take this easy, dumb, stupid route to impeach this man. And all it is going to embolden his base. We're going to lose the House, possibly the Senate. His popularity going to go up, and we're going to be back at day one. You dumb mother. Bottom line is, this ain't doing nothing for me. This impeachment process ain't doing nothing but me. It's a waste of my tax dollars trying to go after this guy. You guys said the same thing when they was going after Bill Clinton. You're wasting tax people money. You don't think you're wasting my money right now? Now, every day I'm going to do a video about this impeachment because they're going to try to say this is something we want. No, most Americans do not want this. Some of us do, because some of us has this philosophy, get Trump out of office by any means necessary. I am not a person who's about getting Trump out of office by any means necessary. Get him out of office by the right means. Because in you trying to get him out by every means necessary corrupts our whole political process, especially the impeachment process. You didn't even give a man a chance to go through due process. You're worse than Obama drone striking people. It's a bad move. Democratic Party, you just wrote a death sentence for winning in the 2020 election. You can thank yourself for that. I'm Robert Brown with the Robert Report. I'll holler at you later. Peace.